I think the government has clearly demonstrated its resolve to decarbonize the power sector as a result of COVID. But strengthening resolve is good, but it needs to be supplemented by some sort of concrete action and intervention. I think developers have spoken about their confidence for renewables by bidding and tendering successfully for capacity that came out to market just in the aftermath of lockdown. I think the people who are backing those investors have also spoken, because if you look at the stock prices of some of these companies, take a look at the stock price of Azure, for example. Take a look at the stock prices for Adani, for example, Adani Green. Take a look at the stock prices of companies or developers who are there out in North America and Europe. They all have performed incredibly well. What the investors are talking, or what they're saying implicitly, is that they feel this is a sector which provides them some measure of protection against volatility, and therefore they are willing to accept a lower yield. So, if we see that the sector has spoken from a generation stability point of view, if the developers have spoken from the confidence they have in terms of bidding for capacity that comes right on the back of a major disruption, if you look at investors who are backing those developers, demonstrating confidence in this sector, I think it's time for perhaps to ask, what can the government do to support this sector going forward? And I think the government has clearly demonstrated its resolve to decarbonize the power sector as a result of COVID. But strengthening resolve is good, but it needs to be supplemented by some sort of concrete action and intervention. And I think that concrete action intervention falls into about 2-3 buckets. One bucket is on the manufacturing side. The second bucket is on the equitable sharing of real costs that Vipul touched upon earlier. And the third bucket is something that I would call the 2Ds. That's data and debt. I think one of the big lacuna with this whole RE space is the fact that getting your hands on solid, actionable data is a challenge. The data sets out there today are at a national level, at a state level, or even a developer level. And whereas what really matters is to get deep down at SPV level, because you have developers with 50, 60 SPVs, and each one is contracted to sell power to a different off-taker. So data sets have to totally improve, I think, for renewables to move ahead from here. And I'll give you a tangible example. If you go to try to sort of raise project debt today for new projects, the lender is going to want to see not just anecdotal evidence, but real evidence of how much curtailment is actually impacting this sector or not. I think that's very important for all stakeholders, to understand how good or bad the sector is doing from a fundamental perspective. I think the other thing that needs to happen is debt recycling. We have a business which is project funded by Indian banks and Indian NBFCs, traditionally in rupees at the time of construction. And the banking sector today has an exposure of about 5.5 lakh crores to power. The two biggest NBFCs, REC, PFC, have almost equivalent exposure. So when we talk about significant capacities that need to be funded, it's questionable if the banking and NBFC system has the headroom by itself to fund all that additional capacity. So I think the other intervention that government can make is try to subsidize a recycling of capital via the local debt capital markets. So the 2Ds, data and debt, in addition to the equitable sharing of costs that Vipul talked about, and interventions which target the manufacturing side.